Welcome back everybody to my channel. Today I'm making a video to tell you how you can get 15 wins in the Brawl Stars Championship. So I'm going to be making two types of comps. One which will be the pay to win, also known as the more experienced comp, which will be higher rarity brawlers such as chromatics. And there will be a free to play comp, also known as the less experienced comp, where you'll be using less rarer brawlers. So let's get right into the first map, Gem Grab Stone Fort, where you should be using Mr. P, Gale, and Pam for the pay to win comp, where Mr. P will be in the center, attacking all around him, since his attack can go over walls, which is very useful for a center. Mr. P will also be playing Gem Carrier. Gale should be right next to him, assisting him, pushing away any brawlers coming to the right lane. He'll be pushing away the brawlers with his super, and he'll also he shouldn't go too forward, but if he needs to attack, he can. But he shouldn't go back, because he should be right next to Mr. P at all times. Pam will be on the left lane, going more forward, making sure all the high health brawlers will get lower before they come to Mr. P. She'll place a turret maybe in the center of the square or right behind it, so Mr. P and Gale can heal. And if any brawler comes in between her and Mr. P, they'll easily be able to pinch them. Gale can use his gadget to from spawn. Gale can use his gadget if you want to get a quick jump in. Also, you can use his gadget if you're losing to get any gems that the other team are camping with. Yeah, star powers will be in the description, but for Mr. P, you'll be using Revolving Door. For Gale, you'll be using Blustery Blow. And for Pam, you'll be using Mama's Hug. Let's get into the free-to-play comp now, which is going to be Poco, Rosa, and Frank, where Poco will be attacking more forward, but he'll still be the center gem carrier. Rosa will be on the left-hand lane, whilst Poco will be healing Rosa, because Rosa will stay a bit back. She will stay a bit behind where Pam would be, so she can get all the health from Poco. And Frank will be on the behind right lane. He'll be behind, like very back from the right lane, on the right lane, because he's gonna be making sure no brawler can get on the right lane, and also he's also gonna be making sure if any brawler gets around him, he can easily get them. So if a brawler is very weak and squishy, Poco should be able to kill them. But if a brawler is a tank, you should be focusing on making sure your Rosa is getting healed, so Rosa can take care of the tank. Also if Frank needs health, heal Frank too, because he's gonna also be dealing with brawlers coming at him on the right hand side, which might be a bit of a difficult job. So those are all the tips I have for Gem Grab. Let's move on to Bounty now. So the pay to win comp should be Brock, Bo, and Tara. But before I get into this, star powers for this. So Poco should be using Da Capo, Frank should be using Sponge, and Rosa should be using Plant Life. Okay, now for Bounty, of course, the pay to win is Brock, Bo, and Tara, where Brock will be right behind the center in between those two walls, helping Bo and Tara, whilst Tara is on the right hand lane, attacking any brawler from there. Also make sure to use Tara's gadget if you're losing, but or if it's really necessary, if you can't find the brawlers. Bo should be on the high left lane, because he will have his star power for circling eagle, where he will be able to get any brawler if he can see them before they see him. The pink stars are indicating where you should place Bo's gadget. And also a tip for Bounty: if you're losing, destroy the bushes. If you're losing, don't destroy the bushes. If you're losing, you should try to keep as many bushes as you can, so you can easily get all the points you can to get a win, because you need to be as hidden as you can to get any brawler quickly before the timer runs down. But if you're winning, destroy the bushes so you can easily see them without them sneaking up on you. Now, star powers for this. Bo will be, of course, using Circling Eagle. Brock will be using. Brock should be using Incendiary. So he should be using that star power. So the flames will track any brawlers that went into the flame, and Tara should be using Black Portal. Now the free-to-play comp should be Bo, Brock, and Rosa. For this one, I just replaced Tara with Rosa because Tara's a mythic. Rosa's a rare, I think. But let's get into the explanation. So Bo, of course, will be on the left-hand lane, but he'll be a bit behind because Rosa will be going more forward, attacking them, or any tanks or any squishy brawlers, such as low weak brawlers like Nani or any low health brawlers. Now the pink stars also indicate where Bo's gadget's gonna go because they're gonna be on the right hand lane supporting Rosa this time. Because she will need those to get her super. And Brook, of course, will be in the center, but he will also be attacking on the left-hand lane, supporting Bo. Now, the star powers will be the same. Brock will use Incendiary, Bo will use Circling Eagle, and Rosa will be using Plant Life because there's many bushes. She'll be able to heal as fast as she can. If you're winning, destroy the bushes. If you're losing, keep as many bushes as you can. Now, moving on to the next game mode, Siege. Now, this one, it's mainly about defense. Let me explain. Max, Gale, and Pam. Now, I didn't place any arrows in this because it's very self-explanatory. Pam will be in the center with Gale on the left-hand side behind that wall, pushing any brawlers away to get the bolts. And Max will be on the right-hand lane, so she can get a rush in when you have a siege rush. And Gale can also use his jump pad to rush in. And Pam will place a turret around where she is, around that wall, so you can the brawlers can come there to heal. That's my tips. Max will use the right hand lane to rush, so any brawler can be pushed away by Gale when they rush too. But Gale should also be using his gadget to come in. Star powers for this one will be Pam will be using Mama's Hug. Max will be using Run and Gun, and Gale will be using Blustery Blow. Now, free to play comp should be Pam, Brock, and Barley, where Pam will be in the center, of course, doing her job, defending and everything. Brock will be higher left lane, and what I mean by this is so he can make sure off spawn brawlers are dead. And also, the reason why he's higher, he can use his gadget to get over the walls if you have a siege rush, which will make it faster for you to deal more damage. And Barley will also do loads of poison damage with his attack. Star powers for this one, for Barley, you should be using medical use, so you can get extra health. Pam, of course, Mama's Hug, and Brock, you should be using Incendiary. Because that's the best star power for him. So is Mama's Hug for Pam. Now moving on to the next game mode, which is gonna be Heist. Now, this map is a new map, of course, so there's gonna be a bit different comps. Now, pay to win. Gale, Rico, and Max. What I mean by Gale will use his super to stay back and defend, but also he'll use his launch pad to support Max to jump in, or maybe Rico. Rico will be on the right lane to use advantage of the walls. Max will be on the left lane so she can rush in there. That's all my tips for this comp. Now, free to play comp, Brock, Rico, and Darryl. Brock will be in the center defending this time, but if you have a good rush where all the brawlers on the other side are dead and they're still spawning, you can use his gadget to rush in. Oh yeah, before I go to this one, star powers for this, Gale, of course, Blustery Blow, Rico, he will be using Extra Bouncy, and Max will be using Running Gun. So moving on to this, Rico will also be taking advantage of these walls. Darryl will be forward dealing damage, and he'll also be able to use his super to rush in there. Star powers, Brock-Incendiary, Rico, Extra Bouncy, because you need to take advantage of these walls, and Darryl, you should be using Rolling Reload. So you can get that extra damage as soon as you roll in, because you'll be reloading faster. Now, last game mode, Brawl Ball. Pay to win comp will be Gale, Max, and Mr. P. Now, what I mean by this is that Brawl Ball is going to be much harder. And now let me explain. Mr. P is going to be defending, using the advantage that he has, which means his attack can go over the walls. And Gale will be on the left-hand lane, pushing any brawlers away, which means the ball from when Gale uses a super, the ball will drop from them. And Max will be on the right-hand lane. She'll be able to use her super with a quick rush to get in there. Star powers for this will be Mr. P-Revolving Door, Max Run and Gun, and Gale-Blustery Blow. And now the last comp, the free-to-play one, Poco, Frank, and Rosa. Now, Poco will be healing Rosa as much as he can whilst Rosa is attacking on the right lane. Frank will be playing back left lane and also center if he needs to defend as much as he can. Frank's star power will be Sponge. Poco's star power will be the Capo, so he can heal that Rosa better. And Rosa's star power will be Plant Life because she will be able to use her gadget to get in a bush and heal. So also thank you for watching my video. If I forgot to say any star powers, just remember I will put them in the description below. And thanks for watching.